gentlemen, hello and welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Honest to God, a production of the Quest Atlanta's Catholic Radio. I'm looking at a brand new camera today on the other side of the studio, which I'm super excited about. Rob's doing a great job of leaning out to stay out of my shot per our producer, Madeline, who's killing it over there today.
John Henry, you said Madeline.
Madeline. I just talked to you for 5 minutes about how I was so proud of myself for always getting Madeline.
It's okay.
Right, not Madeline.
I forgive you.
All right. Well, it's good to have you today. Tickling keys, taking names, pressing buttons. You're doing awesome. And then we got, have you been on this side of the camera before?
No.
Oh, man, we got Josh, former producer Josh, finally where he needs to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
See? Super pumped to be here.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
We got Rob, oldie but a goodie. He's a pro. We got Janie. You're killing it. You look lovely. It's great to see you, as always. And Jake, you look less lovely, but it's nice to see you, too. You're
Thanks.
a pro. It's great to have you here. So I'm really excited. We are going to go through some fun facts in a little bit, and then we're going to jump into all things AI, which I am, I don't know, I'm kind of excited about. Rob and I were talking off air a little bit how we're sort of Luddites, and I hate it, but I'm not sure if I hate it because it's different and I'm contrarian by nature, or if I hate it because it actually sucks. But Josh, I know, disagrees with us, which is super exciting. And I hope that we get some other disagreements. We'll see.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you might like some of the things that I like about AI, but like I don't like everything about it, obviously. But you know.
Listen, Josh.
There's obviously, sorry, I interrupted you.
That's
There's
fine.
obviously like a point where everybody has a problem with it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Y'all already get into the actual show. We haven't even prayed yet. All right. And I want to make it clear, Josh, that new facts are not going to change my opinion. Right?
That's chill.
Being
Yeah.
wrong isn't going to change the fact that I think I'm right.
You can stay right.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. No, I'm excited about digging into this. But before we do that, I would like to open us in prayer. Anybody want to volunteer to lead us in prayer before we get started? You go, Janie. I can tell.
I knew.
I can tell you want to.
No.
You do such a good job. You got like a pray face. It's a compliment.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Holy Spirit, come down, fill us with your presence. Fill us with your thoughts and words. Put a guard over our mouth and a filter in our minds so that only your words flow through and are the only words that we speak. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I'm going to use that now. That was good.
That was good.
I messed it up at the end. Usually I say put, Holy Spirit, put a filter in my mind and a guard over my mouth so that only your thoughts flow through and your words
That's good.
through my mouth. I'm messing it up, but
No,
that's
stop
usually,
it. You did
what
great.
I
I don't
Thank
grade
you.
prayers anymore, but if I did, I would have given you a solid 92 for that one.
Okay.
So we're going to start with fun facts. Just 2 from you, and then everybody else owes us 1.
Okay, what two? I only had a 1.
This is the first time you've been on. Yeah, you got a second one.
I'm awesome. It's number 1.
Doesn't count.
What does that not count?
That can't count. That's like,
okay.
you
Not
can't
with a
measure that.
ponytail like that, it does.
It doesn't count with the ponytail?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to make it
So
count
what's up?
because of the ponytail, actually. I was going to say you can make the ponytail a fun fact, but it's up to you.
Okay. I guess I'll talk about the ponytail. I haven't cut my hair since I was 13.
Really?
And, yeah, I'm 22.
No
So,
way.
Yeah.
Is it like long if you were to take
Oh,
it
yeah,
out?
it goes down like here.
Stop it. Do you take good care of it and everything, though?
No.
No, really?
Yeah, it's whites in a bun.
You don't
You'll
condition?
never see it. No. I mean, I do condition.
Okay, just
yeah.
not recently. It's not like currently ready.
Well, I mean, I don't take good care of it, but I wash it normally. Stuff like
That's
that.
good. That's good. You're not going for dreads or anything. Yeah.
No, definitely not. I'm gonna take my cat surfing.
Is that like a real thing?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that.
You're actually going to take your cat surfing? That sounds like
Yeah.
a made-up fun fact. You really are?
No. I told Janice this before. I'm gonna put my cat on a surfboard, and then we're just gonna push him into the ocean, and then I'll be with him.
Oh, you're going to be with him on the surfboard?
Yeah.
Do you surf?
No.
Oh.
Do you have a surfboard?
Nope.
Your cat has
Do you have
more
a
options
cat?
than you?
I do have a cat.
All right,
Okay.
well, you're
There you go.
part of the way there. Yeah,
Yeah.
1/3 maybe. Once you,
I
then
think my
you-
cat needs to get out of the house more, so
That's fair.
that's why I'm taking him.
My cats are constantly trying to get in my house, and it's really obnoxious, actually. We got all
Yeah.
the barn cats, and they're
Yeah.
supposed to kill animals outside and like to sneak inside. I'm
Yeah.
like getting changed in the morning. There's a cat
I'll
there.
just bring animals into our house
I don't like it.
all the time. so.
Yeah, I don't like cats in
Yeah.
my house. All right, what about you, Rob? What you got? Just one quick one for us.
I'm a mediocre surfer.
You surf.
Yeah. That's why
Mediocrely.
Nice.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
do
that's
you
why.
surf in the metro Atlanta area?
No, so I went to school in Savannah, and
Mhm.
so when I was in Savannah, we always went to Tybee Island.
Yeah.
And so I had a buddy of mine he taught me how to surf, and so I went, bought a board, and full send, started learning. So I'm now mediocre at it.
That's really cool. Do you
Yeah.
want to get out, like, I don't know, somewhere where they have like big waves, or the waves off the Atlantic good enough?
For a longboard off the Atlantic, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you want real waves and a shorter board to actually shred waves, you have to go to the Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah, because those are bigger waves and easier to shred. Atlantic, longboard, smaller waves, because longboard you get to be carried on the wave and you just kind of relax and chill.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
a really good fun fact. You should take Josh's cat surfing.
No, I'm gonna take mine surfing. I'll
No.
go with him. You know? Yeah.
All right, Jane, what you got?
My new favorite hobby is roller skating. I got
Nice.
I
Skating, not blading.
or roller blading. I
Oh,
should say. Yeah,
alright.
it's the blades.
That's fine,
I
yeah.
don't like the ones with the board. I like the.
I don't know if I've ever actually used skates before. I've only ever used blades. Yeah, rollerblading. Yeah.
Yeah, rollerblading. Yeah, I got some for like my own pair for Christmas,
Mhm.
and I do pretty often. Like instead of walking or running, I rollerblade.
That's very like late '90s of you. I think it's super cool. Like I'm not making
Put
fun
some
at
bell
all.
bottoms on. Those would be,
I love bell bottoms, so that's funny.
I hear them making a comeback.
Do you ever go to a skating rink?
I'll go to not all the time because it's expensive, but like there's
Right.
a park near my house that's just like a flat like concrete surface that I'll just like go in circles.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that. That's a good hobby. All right, good. What about you, Jake? What you got?
I play Dungeons and Dragons.
Just all the time. Super into it.
And I'm super into it. I have had less time to get into it ever since I went to college, but there's
Sure.
a few groups that
Yeah.
at college that I play with sometimes.
I like D&D. I've done some D&D
Really?
campaigns in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm stuck somewhere in the middle of trying to kill Strahd on one of my campaigns right now.
Oh, really?
Vampire King. Yeah, I've ever done it. But I've got some other homebrews that I've been a part of. I got a brother-in-law who's really into it. So.
Oh, are you a DM? Or
No,
are you
I've
mostly
never
a
been
player?
DM,
Yeah,
no.
I'm working on being a dungeon master myself, though.
That's
trying
like
to
a
work on
part-time
campaign.
job.
You got the voice
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh really?
You got the voice for it.
Thanks. I could
Yeah.
actually voice act a lot of characters. I actually talked about last time I was here. I actually talked about being a voice actor.
Nice. Well, all right, I dig it. It's good. Madeline, you got anything to share with us today?
Nope.
Nothing at all?
Nothing new.
All right, awesome. All right, so we'll dive in, right? We've already gone through it. I was told specifically by the producers to cut the intro shorter, but that was a good one. I like the fun fact. We're talking about AI today, right? We're talking about artificial intelligence, and I don't know how much interesting stuff I have to say other than to just sort of take a immediate contrarian stance and say I don't like it because it's new, and I feel like maybe I'm the guy who was yelling about the cars driving down the street while loading up his horse and buggy. Maybe I'm that guy. I'm not saying there's nothing positive about it. I am saying it scares me, and not even from a Terminators taking over the world kind of standpoint, but more from it gives us permission to be way dumber than I feel like we ought to be. And I don't feel like it's good for the human person. So, I don't know. I just want to open it up.
That's actually my main issue with it. Is it makes you more complacent. So my thing is, if with the advances in technology, something always we always lose some form of knowledge, right? So like when GPS comes out, we don't know how to read maps anymore.
Yeah.
Right? With typing and typing classes and keyboards, people start slowly forgetting how to write in cursive.
Yeah.
That's no longer taught. I think actually it might be being taught again.
I know in a lot of schools it's not where I
But-
work. They teach cursive. Yeah.
Yeah, but so with something like that, and then with AI, you can get overviews and summaries. So there's no reason to read or actually learn anything if you're just gonna get an overview on it.
I don't know. Dissenting. I would love to hear a dissenting point on this.
Okay, so I'm I guess a little bit contrarian. Like
Please.
I'm not for AI, but I'm also not against it either. I think with anything, it's good when used in moderation. For me, there have been times when it's been helpful. My uncle, he's a software engineer, so he uses AI pretty often.
Sure.
And so he kind of taught me a little bit of how to use it. And I don't understand technology, just putting that out there.
Yeah, no,
I'm
same.
not good with computers, any of that. It's just not my talent. But you can feed AI. So like when I was really sick and was trying to get back into a healthy routine and recover a lot of my strength, I did not have the mental energy to come up with a good routine for myself.
Interesting.
When you're
Sure.
so sick, like, I mean, you're literally just fighting to survive. So, you know, your every bit of energy is used keeping yourself alive. So, but I needed also a routine to get healthy. So basically, my uncle fed into AI, like, you know, you've got a 23-year-old female. She's got, you know, such and such illness. She's struggling with these symptoms. This is what's been happening right now. This is what her doctors have said. Like, how do you help her, like, get better?
Right.
And it created, like, a whole, like, morning routine for me, daily routine, week-long. Like, it literally, you just, like, feed it stuff, and you can fine-tune it, and it just, like, what would take you, like, days to do, it did in, like, 5 minutes just from feeding it information about myself. And that was, in my experience, super helpful because I actually used that routine.
Well, that's the kind of stuff I'd be more interested in hearing about, right? Because once again, I'm happy to say, not happy, but I'm willing to say, right, that I am pretty ignorant, right, about the whole thing. And especially working in education, right? Where do I usually encounter AI?
Right.
People cheating on stuff, right?
Right.
With papers and whatever, and all of those things. And by extension, when I hear about teachers, not teachers at my school, but teachers who are using AI to make prompts and tests and lesson plans, I'm immediately just put off by it because it seems to me like you're sort of forfeiting your intellect and you're giving it over to a machine. And I think it's lame. I don't know.
Yeah, there are times I'm sure it's misused. Like in school, you know, there are certain, you might lose some of your ability to like build good study habits, but that's where the moderation comes into play,
Right.
I think. Like in my case, yeah, I didn't have the mental energy, so I had AI do the work for me. But I needed that. And then now I have the mental energy, so I wouldn't use it. But you have to, I think you have to be an adult and you have to have enough self-discipline to put up those boundaries for yourself.
Sure.
I don't think kids should have access to AI. Just for free
Oh,
range.
that's an interesting caveat too. I wonder if I'd feel different about it because like stuff like social media, which I don't think is good for anybody, I'd be much more open to it if there were like laws that said you can't use this until your brain is fully developed, which is not 18 for the record, right? It's like 25 for boys, a little younger for girls, I think is what it says. Jake, Josh, what you think?
I think stuff like this always goes back to the idea that it's not the product itself that's evil, it's how we use it that's evil.
Okay.
Just like with pretty much everything we have, like social media
Sure.
and everything. But I think AI, like Janie just said, it all goes back to the, I wouldn't say pandemic, but it's definitely an issue with people's attention span and lack of mental energy, as you put it. Like, it's fast, it's quick, it does research for you. Have I used AI? Sure. I haven't used it on homework. Like I said, I'm a up-and-coming DM, so I've used it for some world building for Dungeons and Dragons.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it's a helpful tool. I wouldn't use it as a whole format or base for my craft or what I'm interested in. Otherwise, it's not my hobby anymore. It's AI's hobby now.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I just feel like the effective tool argument, right? If I were to say calculators are effective tools,
Yeah.
they are. Calculators are scientific calculators are effective tools. I still want my structural engineer to know how to do math before he builds my skyscraper, my bridge, right? And I feel like it's a crutch, and I'm super open to being convinced otherwise. I don't know. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see bad things with it, especially with kids nowadays. Like, so many kids are kind of just dumb because they just use AI instead of using their brain, which is kind of funny. But I actually saw a post today. It was somebody who said, if doctors in college use AI right now to pass their tests, I might as well just ask AI for, like, my medication or whatever. Yeah.
That's my...
And
AI gets rid of critical thinking.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, so, okay, I heard it from Michael Knowles, right? So it's a verified source.
Love Michael Knowles.
Yeah.
He actually sponsors this episode.
Oh, really?
Hey,
No.
Interesting.
Oh,
Great.
I was about to say, Rush.
No, but he was talking about how Harvard had to put a remedial math class in. Like, Harvard, the Ivy League school, #1 in the country, had to get a remedial math class because these students didn't remember how to do basic algebra.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Fun.
That's why.
Right?
And what I'm thinking is like, I was already an adult basically when AI came about and I started using it and stuff like that. And so I never used it in class to cheat. Also, I never cheated because I just like, cheating's
You
stupid.
go, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I failed on my own. Why would I cheat?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
I literally had that conversation today about an issue an academic integrity thing that was going on, and I said something about my own kids. I got one of them who's struggling in a subject right now, and I said the Span household. We fail all by ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
We fail with integrity.
Think about that. You'd rather your kid fail and know that they failed than be
Right.
like, oh, did they use AI? Did they cheat? But I mean, like what you were saying with putting information into the AI and getting stuff out of it is like this guy, he put in 10 pages for a legal document. And then it summarized the entire thing and everything he needed to know for some like case for a lawyer or whatever like that. And it was like within 10 minutes. And it would have taken him a significant amount of time. It would have cost more money. He would have had to charge the person more money for doing all of that.
Right.
And instead, AI did it and basically gave him the summary of it. And it's like, you can go.
So my argument against that would be when you have those summaries, like, so someone spending hours and hours over the papers and the files, they might see something that AI could miss just because with human beings, we have empathy and we can understand people and kind of get into how they think. Whereas AI is just a robot telling you, here's the synopsis. So if someone who has empathy, feelings, and all that notices, hey, there's something here, the way maybe something was phrased might correlate with something going on.
Yeah.
AI might not catch that just because of the lack of emotions and empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Josh, Jake, or Janie, why do you guys hate human empathy so much? I'm just kidding.
I dislike the fabricated empathy that ChatGPT or stuff like that has. Because I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. I'm a horrible person when it comes to talking to people online. Right?
Okay.
I'm notorious for getting online, then debating with people about religious and political topics.
Okay, sure.
It's a crutch, but I love it. And I encountered an individual who was an atheist, and he used AI responses for every single one of his comebacks.
How could you tell?
Well, because I use AI myself, and I
Because
can...
I was using AI.
Wait, I'm not done yet. And I asked him, "Are you using AI?" He says, "Yeah, it's a legitimate source."
Huh.
And I was like, "All right, I'll do the same thing." AI isn't a proof because AI can have empathy for whichever side you support.
Sure.
That's true.
And I proved that because I said, okay, I asked ChatGPT, how do I disprove atheism? And it gave me like 20 different arguments, and then I sent it to him, and he's like, well, it's not legitimate because it doesn't have the same sources I do. And it's like, well, it's the same sources. It's ChatGPT. It's the same one you're using.
Sure. Yeah, and see, I don't even really understand. I mean, maybe we can dig into a little bit. I'm sure that most, anyone who's younger than 25 or so is much more in touch with this than I don't even really quite understand how it works. I understand that it's a language learning software, and that it essentially looks at bajillions of different sources of information and compiles and whatever. But I don't know. Can Beck shed a little bit of light on that for me?
Yeah. Well, I watch a lot of stuff about AI, so I know a lot about it. Like if you ask questions like that, like I know most of the time. Yeah, I'm like AI right here. But what I'm saying is I watched this guy who made a chatbot, and it might have been, he like worked on Google or something like that. And he said they put in every single thing they have of like every single piece of information that there is to like obtain for the AI. They just put it into the AI. So it just has that information. It reads it.
Okay.
And it's stored on some server. And they have already gone through every single thing that humans have created so far.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Like all of our history.
Like the Library of Congress is in
all
there
of our
somehow.
history has already been read by AI, basically, is what he was saying.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I would expect. I would expect it to be able to compile all this information from all these books.
Yeah.
Like, once again, Library of Congress, here's everything that's ever been written. Boom, somehow it magically knows that. And that's how it can give me a summary of everything.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in regards to, like, medical stuff and decision-making stuff, like, where does that come from? If I ask AI, I don't know, what should I have for dinner tonight? I'm a this-year-old guy who likes this thing.
Yeah, they do some
Like,
weird
how does
stuff.
it know that? How will it give me a response?
They also check like online stuff like Twitter. Like if a lot of people like a certain thing, they'll be like, okay, this is good. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
And that's the funny thing is like, because that's kind of true though. Like if you think about it, like what's a good movie? Name a good movie. Everybody's seen that movie.
Gran
It's
Torino.
gonna be a
Gran
popular movie.
Torino.
No, that's
Yeah,
trash. Get that out
great
of here.
movie.
But I'm saying like it's gonna be a popular movie. You're not gonna like something that's garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like they're kind of objectively
Yeah, but
good
there's
movies.
so much
like-
garbage.
like,
that
let's
is
say, yeah, exactly.
liked
But that's
and
easy to just say
upvoted
that's
or
trash.
whatever.
Like Lord of the Rings. If you ask how good is Lord of the Rings, it'll just hear everybody say this is one of the best movies of all time.
I was listening the other day to something, and they were talking. It was probably Knowles or Matt Walsh or somebody, and they were talking about how somebody asked ChatGPT or OpenAI, one of those guys, right? If you could melt eggs, and it said yes, and then they clicked on the source, and it took us to some like what is it, Quora? Is that the?
Oh yeah. That's funny.
answering
Yeah.
form. Yeah.
And somebody said yes. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
just like democracy determining truth, which is what it sounds like you're saying AI is doing.
That's what it
seems
is.
like that seems like a terrible idea. Like we literally built systems of government to avoid democracy, right? Mob rule, telling us what is and
Yeah.
isn't true.
Just real quick. The other funny thing about that is like it will tell you incorrect things because it's based off of human intelligence.
Yeah, that's
So it's
like
like-
I don't want that.
Yeah,
That
you know
sounds
those
terrible.
like questions like if I bake 5 donuts and they'll take 5 minutes, how many would 100 donuts take? Like how long would that take?
Sure.
They'll say the wrong answer because they don't think about it like an actual question. They think about it like a dumb question, like people would.
Okay.
And people would get that wrong as like a trick question. They say like,
But the whole
What
point
is
of
it?
having a robot that can give me the answers is it
Yeah.
doesn't think like a
I'm
person.
saying it's not
that
always
gives me the
right. It's not
answers.
always right.
Yeah. So Jenny.
No, I just keep thinking, I'm like, man, we should get my uncle on the phone because he knows so much about AI.
Oh, he's a software engineer. You
yeah,
said, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
we could do like I proposed earlier and just actually get ChatGPT on the phone.
I'm actually kind of open. We'll talk to the.
I don't think it
talk to
has.
the-
I don't think it has a voice. I don't
corporate-
think
yeah.
that.
He would love this conversation.
I would love
though.
to interview ChatGPT and hear it like make its own point. I will say this, and we've only got a couple minutes, and then we're gonna go to break. But I have nerded out with ChatGPT talking about Eucharistic miracles and talking about like philosophy and theology because it really is interesting. I just keep on having to open up new windows so it stops like regurgitating my own stuff back. Like after a while it gets to where it feels like it's telling me what I want it to say, and I don't want it to say that. I want it to take all the information it has and give me the answers as it understands them. So I don't know. Other thoughts before we go to break? I'm just curious. I mean, we can dunk next. Once we get back, I want to talk about some practical stuff. But I'm happy to dunk on it one way or the other right now.
So I tried the Snapchat AI bot at one point, and I was just curious, so I typed in because I heard at one point when AI was like kind of newer and being introduced to all the apps, like there's biases in AI. So I said, okay, well let me try. I said some like conservative viewpoint, and it popped up with, we cannot give you an opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did the liberal viewpoint, and it said, here's the opinion. And I was like,
Interesting.
I found out that it's just based off who made the human bias part is based off who makes it, who does the software engineering, takes on a certain amount of bias. But then if you type in enough, it'll start saying, like what you said, it'll start saying your answers back to you.
Right.
But
it like wants to make you happy in a way that I don't want my robot person.
I don't
want to
be happy. No.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
want to hear
that-
what you think. Yeah.
Speaking of that, like ever since I heard about this podcast, ever since I heard about this episode of the podcast, I started digging deeper into what AI has to offer and what other things it can do.
Yeah.
Because I've only ever had ChatGPT. And I found out something a little disturbing. People are using AI as a romantic companion.
I've heard
And
stuff like that.
it's an odd thing. It's more than odd.
That's an
I could say
understatement.
something else about it, but
Yeah.
this is a Christian podcast.
that's a W right there.
Yeah.
I got 10 AI girlfriends.
Yeah, it's
No, that's terrible, John.
and people
What?
make money off
I
it.
just
People
picked
who
the
make
one I liked
bots,
that day,
people
bro.
who make the bots, people are spending money on those bots, and they're making money off it.
Right.
It's completely immoral, and it destroys what the human value
That's what I was
of
gonna say.
romance is supposed
Regardless of it being immoral, which I'd argue it absolutely is, right? Romance and love and all of these things are human, uniquely human emotions, right? We're persons, meaning we're capable of abstract thought. We have an eternal soul and intellect and all these things. The computer does not have any of those things, right? But it's also dehumanizing in a really serious way for a person to be, quote unquote, forming relationships with a computer program.
to be. Yeah.
It's because people are so starved for genuine connection, though.
Mhm.
Like that's the root
Yeah.
of it. Is people don't know how to form genuine connections nowadays for multiple reasons. I mean, I could
Doesn't mean
literally-
it's justified though.
No, I'm not justifying it. I'm just
Yeah.
explaining. The root of the cause is not AI. It's we as a society don't know how to form genuine connections and relationships anymore because of the attack on marriage, the attack on family, the attack on, friendships even.
Well, the fact that you can sit inside all day long staring at a screen and feel like you have all these connections and feel like you have a community without any of them actually you interact with anybody in real life, and the pornification of society, and the fact that our young men and our young women, right, are we're having all of these human desires that are ultimately really good, right, but disordered, right, trying to fill this hole, which can only be filled by Jesus Christ. So I don't know.
That too,
Actually,
yeah.
I,
I'm like,
I just
people
wanted
need
to say, it's not my issue with the people who have the lack of connection and the people who actually use those bots. It's my deal is with the people who make those bots and take advantage of the people who have lack of connections.
No,
Because
100%.
it's kind of like my problem with people who use I'm going to get a little controversial here, pornography. Like the people who make the pornography are making it worse because they're the ones who are feeding the clientele.
I would argue that they're absolutely more culpable. All right, I don't want to say that the consumer has no culpability, right? But yeah, the producers and the guys who do this absolutely are. All right, I want to dig in second half once we get back from this quick commercial break. I want to dig into some of the practical uses and just kind of hear your thoughts, because once again, as somebody who really doesn't, I don't know much about all of this, I'd really like to get in, especially some of you younger guys that know what's up. Josh, Rob, me and you're the old guys. So maybe we can learn something. But right now we got to take a really quick break. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. This is Honest to God, a production of The Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Honest to God, a production of The Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. We're still rocking and rolling. We got Jake and Janie. We got Rob and Josh. And we're talking about AI. Fun fact, this episode of Honest to God is 100% AI generated. None of us are even here.
What's this segment about? I was in the bathroom.
Great question, AI Jake. This segment is about AI. Also, just to avoid any confusion, this is real. We are
Well,
really
we did
here.
talk about AI last before the break.
Right. We're doing it on this side of the break, too. A lot of AI happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, AI stuff.
Yeah.
Get pumped. Anyway, I do want to kind of hit the ground right where we left off. I want to talk about practical uses here in a second, but before we get into that, well, I guess this kind of falls under practical uses. You guys off air were having an argument about the trades in particular. Should us, Benny, if you exist or don't you? Can I see the question that ended up that being brought up? We have a submitted question, right? Quote, more and more companies are laying off people for AI and saying you need to know AI for the future. So why can't/shouldn't students use it if the future workforce is going to be using it and saying so? Many in the workforce already use it, as do high school/college students. Why shouldn't I? It's a great question.
That is a good question.
So, Rob, you were saying that the trades are safe.
Yeah. So
Josh says you're full of crap, but let's go. Let's start with you.
yeah. So what I was saying, because when we were talking about it, is you have kids who will use AI for math or geometry and stuff like that, and so the trades that I'm involved in, right, which is doing demolition and build back for water, fire, mold, and biohazard cleanup.
Right.
I got to know how to read a tape measure, use a speed square, bunch of different hand tools, and I have to know how to break down properly in accordance with certain standards. So like all that stuff and the practicality of it, you can't have AI do for you. You get what I'm saying? So like yeah, it's cool if you can pass math class without working, but I have to use real math on a day-to-day basis, and I don't need a calculator.
Well, you're
for
saying
it.
in the physical world.
in the real world.
And so that's
Like-
interesting. Like going back to that question though, like is it? You hear about a lot of people being laid off by AI. And once again, I don't know. So correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like a whole lot of that is sort of low skill jobs. But I
Yeah.
guess, yeah. I mean, I can see how it would. If you're I don't know, somebody who does programming, maybe.
Yeah.
I understand how AI could take that job. I know that's not a low skill job, but yeah, I am curious about the physical, real world jobs and the implications on those. Rob,
Oh,
You disagree
yeah.
with Rob? Yeah.
So with that, like I agree that it'll be harder for them to take that type of job, but one thing I actually just saw like a couple days ago, this robot that Boston Dynamics made, and it just stands up and it actually like does stuff, like it moves things, it does objects and stuff like that.
I've seen the kind of humanoid robots, and they can carry stuff and play stuff.
But this
and
is
jump.
newer. But what I'm saying is like I feel like with every single job, it's only like a matter of time until it gets taken over. Like obviously like that type of thing, welding or whatever, it might take longer. But I think like everything could be done by AI if there was like a physical body for it. That's just what I'm saying.
I mean, but okay, and you're saying that, and you're also saying that that's not horrifically.
I don't think it's
terrifying to
necessarily a good thing,
Okay.
but I've also heard other people who talk about it who are making AI, like Elon Musk. He was talking to Joe Rogan, and he said that AI would basically take over everybody's job, and then it would make everything more productive, and then people would just get stuff for free, basically. So it's like
Right. That
basically,
also sounds dystopian.
basically
and
like a
horrifying to
communist
me.
like dystopia, whatever. But I mean, I feel like I'm not gonna
Net negative.
tell you something that I don't believe is not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I think something like that could happen.
Well, so
That's
okay.
what I'm saying.
So like when you had brought up before, like during the break, if you can have a tool and you can plug it in, and it would generate here's what you got to do, here's how you do it, but you need that physical person there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and I was gonna say like mechanics have this tool where you can plug into this little carport, and they have it's like a reader or a schematic reader, and it'll show you like, hey,
What's wrong with the car?
the issue
Yeah,
is
I have
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the issue is this, issue is this. Then you go over to the computer, you plug it in, and it says, in order to fix, you need to do this, 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 and this, right? So I've known guys where you go and do that, and then all of a sudden the problem just moved somewhere else,
Yeah.
right? So it's not necessarily that the tool couldn't work. It's that as humans will mess it up,
Yeah.
and you need to be able to react to the mess up based off the knowledge that you've learned and the practical application that you've done.
Well, but
Yeah.
let's say you're right, and in 100 years, we're going to have robots who do all the work in the whole world, and we live like the fat people from Wall-E,
Yeah.
right? There's literally nothing worse that I can imagine happening to the planet. I don't know. I just don't see the practical upside of it. And maybe it's one of those things that's inevitable. Maybe I'm that
Yeah.
guy shouting at clouds because they invented the car. But I was saying this offline too, right? Or between segments. I feel like most technical advancements, the vast majority of technical advancements, like the car, for instance, right? Really, we say, oh, this is great advancement in technology. Yeah, sure it was. But a car just is a fast horse, right? We took a thing that existed, we made that better, right? Going on to web pages and the internet. Yeah, we can communicate that. It's a fast phone / fast mail / fast books, whatever. Right? Television, that's like radio, but with pictures. Radio, that's like talking, but longer distances. And it seems to me, and I don't know if I can articulate it correctly, but it seems to me that AI is different in kind. It seems like ontologically, by the nature of AI, it's a different thing. I don't know. Any thoughts?
I
It's
agree.
okay if you don't.
I think
No.
it feels different. It feels different.
I
than
agree. It
other
just
things.
you're placing efficiency over everything, right? So it's if you like a car is just a fast horse, a
Right.
phone is just a fast mailman. Like
Right.
it's you're placing efficiency over people. You know, instead of caring about your neighbor and loving your neighbor and hoping and praying that hey, let them keep their job, you're wanting they don't move fast enough, so let's just
I'm going to replace him with my AI girlfriend.
let's just replace them with Amazon drone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. And I do wonder about the implications for the workforce and all of that long term. Now, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think while it might take away some jobs, I think it will also create new jobs, like jobs that are made to help manage AI
Mm-hmm.
and how it's used. And
Guys who want to be like dystopian space marines fighting super intelligent
Yeah.
computers that rule the universe will have like great options available all of a sudden.
yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. I'm not
But-
trying to be dismissive.
So on that exact point though, so my dad texted me the other day. He said, hey, if you ever want to learn a new skill that's highly sought after in corporations right now, he said, learn how to do AI prompt. Because if you can specifically say what you want this prompt to do, and then have AI actually work for you,
Right.
he said companies will hire you on the spot.
Yeah,
So that's like to the
that's
point you were
true.
saying.
I have a friend who's a financial data AI analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's an actual. I couldn't tell you all the details,
Right.
but like that's like an actual title. My uncle, who's a software engineer, uses AI on a daily basis and has like AI certifications to like help make him more credible. And like
Right.
like it is so from a certain like, and he also is trying to start like a consulting business. And I think part of that is helping people learn how to use it in their companies.
Right.
I mean, he could tell more about it because I don't understand computers, so half the language I'm unfamiliar
Yeah,
with.
no, same.
But
Right.
I just know that it is creating more opportunities. What everyone talks about, the loss of opportunities, but there's God would never create something or allow something to be created if good couldn't also come from it.
Ooh, that's a good point.
No, it is a good point, right? That being said, right, that would have to apply to things like pornography and genocides and things like that have happened. And you're right. I'm not saying God can't bring good from those things, but I'm saying if we're going the AIDS virus was naturally occurring, for instance, right? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to just like shut you down. I'm just trying to take this to its, yeah.
To his logical conclusion.
So, what about, has anybody here used Truthfully?
No.
No, I use the catechism.
Oh, the catechism.
That's a good one. I use that too.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That's a new AI thing that came out in Council of
There's
Trent?
actually another app that my mom had me download. She was like, if you use ChatGPT, you should use this. And I don't use ChatGPT for religious debate, but she asked me to download an app called Hollow,
Oh, yeah.
which also has a.
Hollow's great.
Yeah.
Wait, is there an AI thing on Hollow?
I think so. That's why she asked me to use it, because she knows. Because for some reason, my mom thinks I'm really into AI just because I have ChatGPT. but-
Okay, right. But are you guys familiar with Truthfully? Nobody's used
Yeah.
it?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's essentially like an apologetics AI thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's AI used the right way.
Yeah, so like what I don't know. I wish it now before I brought it up. I wish I'd actually played with it. I've just seen commercials before.
Yeah. But it's from what I understand, it's because I don't, like I said, I don't use it. I'd rather just go to the catechism and figure it out. But it seems to be that it's an apologetic, like you said, apologetic AI, to where you can type in anything about Catholicism and it'll give you a Catholic answer.
Right.
Right.
Catholic Answers already did that. No, I know. I understand that it's more
It's a quicker way to find out instead of scrolling through the Catholic Answers catalog. You know?
right.
So I think that's AI geared toward good because you're gearing it towards learning about God.
Right, and for the record, whether I like it or not, it doesn't matter. It's coming, and it's going to be everywhere, and it's going to be in everything. And my stupid coffee maker is somehow going to be AI in 5 years, and my dog collar and my lawnmower and all of this stuff. So I do want to dig a little bit into practical uses. I'm super interested. And kind of in the end, actually, if you have some time, I want you to ask your AI,
Sure.
ChatGPT, when we get close to the end, what questions we should ask it.
Okay.
Yeah, give it the context. And so if you want to go ahead and draft something, feel free.
Sure.
But what are some practical uses?
I just want to talk about a practical use that I
Please.
think is actually that we should actually discourage. Like lately, a lot of people have been using AI for art or to
Gross.
or for like TV shows and like cartoons and stuff. Like people have been doing a lot of that, and it's taken a lot of people out of the job because AI is replacing them. And it's why writers and some artists are on strike because of AI. They're being replaced by AI.
The more they strike, the more they're replaced by AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm talking about more like positive practical uses, but I will say I was listening to somebody talking the other day, and they were talking about the death of the monoculture, right?
Yeah.
Sort of how we as Americans, there used to be like a culture, right? New album came out, #1 hit song is on the radio. Pretty much everybody knew it, right? You couldn't be really niche-y, right? Because everybody had like the top 40 radio station playing, and they sold, you had your record store, and they only had the stuff that was there, right? So everybody was sort of listening to the same things, watching the same TV shows. Was it MASH, the last episode of MASH that had all those horrible plumbing problems and stuff? Because during the commercial break, like everyone in all these major cities was going to the bathroom at the same time to get back to watch it, right?
I think it was Seinfeld.
Maybe it was Seinfeld. It was a huge cultural phenomenon, and now we don't have them. But with the rise of AI, especially in the entertainment industry, I mean, in 10 years, your favorite movie could be a movie that no one else has ever seen. It was AI tailored to you, and you love this movie, and literally no one on earth has seen it. We won't have a walk to remember to bond over anymore, Janie.
Aww,
That'd be sad.
that is sad.
I know.
I love a walk to remember.
Yeah.
So there's a few things I do appreciate AI for.
Yeah, please.
And it involves entertainment, right? I'm how old am I? I'm 27, and I still got a portion of my brain that's still smooth.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
I
get
love
that.
the AI slop videos of like the kittens that are
Oh,
like
yeah,
bang on the
those are so
drums.
funny.
I
or
love
the
the Ring
people.
doorbell camera.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that one.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
I love
funny.
those videos. But then
I'm chronically online, so I see those all
Yeah.
the time when you're scrolling on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
But
more
so
of the
then
obese people diving contest
Well,
and doing sports. It was
Yeah.
really funny.
So, like-
I'm sorry, it was.
Yeah.
I used to listen to a lot of gangster rap when I was, before I, turned a page.
Janie's big into gangster
Oh yeah.
rap,
Yeah,
too.
I could tell.
Favorite
Yeah,
I could
genre.
tell.
She's a big NBA
But so
and,
some guys will say,
DMX.
some guys will plug in like the one I just saw and we talked about earlier is 50 Cent, many men,
Mhm.
and they made it country,
Right.
and that was just primo,
Yeah, it's
like
funny.
that's
I'm not
quality
saying it's not
stuff.
funny. I'm not going to argue
Yeah.
against it being
So
funny.
I think that's like the practical use is like if you're trying to make a joke without stealing a comedian's job,
Right.
I think it's perfect. Like that's exactly what you should use it for. Just
It was super helpful for me when I opened a business and was trying to pick a business card. I went and I
Yeah.
explained exactly what I was, put in credit score, everything, and then I said which business card is going to make the most sense. Here's what I'm looking to get. I want to maximize this, and boom, and gave me a great
Yeah.
card. It's a card I got. It works. I mean, it's exactly what I want, which is super convenient. Yeah, I think there are definitely some practical purposes. I think there just need to be parameters around it, and like I feel like the theme we keep coming back to is it needs to be a tool. It needs to be a tool for the sake of humans and human flourishing. It shouldn't be a workaround to prevent us from like I don't know, work and interaction and community and all of these things. But it's so easy. Our brains are just more and more wired to fall into that.
Yeah.
laziness is very what's the word? When you like it, it's very
Enjoyable. Contagious. I don't know. Something like that.
no where it like draws you in.
Intoxicating.
It draws you in.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
there's still a smooth part of my brain.
No,
so.
sloth. Yeah, sloth is a
Yeah.
is a sin, guys, and that's out there. All right. Any other thoughts before we ask AI? What we should ask AI while we're on?
Well,
our...
I already have AI on here. I'm about to put in the question. I said, hello, I am on a podcast with John Henry and the Quest Atlanta Radio, and the topic of today is AI. Is it good or is it bad? And we would like to ask you a few questions.
I'm horrified. All right. Does it talk?
I could give it a voice. Give me a sec.
Oh,
Give
you
it
can
a
just.
British voice.
Is that going to work,
I
Madeline?
don't think I could give
for
it
the...
a British voice.
I bet if you try holding it up to the
All right, put
microphone,
it up.
it
We'll see
might
if we
pick
get
it
good
up.
audio on that. This is horrific to me. I'm terrified of all of this. Oh, good.
Happy to be here, and that sounds like a great topic for the Quest Atlanta. AI isn't simply good or bad, it's a tool, and like any tool, its moral value depends on how humans choose to use it, the intentions behind it, and the effects it has on human dignity, truth, and the common good. That framing usually fits well with Catholic and philosophical discussions. I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, so
Go
like
ahead and
what?
ask your questions. I'll answer
Make the
clearly
robot
and
be quiet.
honestly.
That's a solid answer though.
It is a solid answer, but it's saying exactly what it wants you to hear, right? What if you said
Exactly.
you're-
That's what I was saying
No.
earlier about it's artificial
No,
empathy.
it's-
It'll take the ideas of the user and the opinions of the user
Yeah.
and base its responses on that.
Well, it knows you're you. It knows what the Quest Atlanta is. It freaks me out
Because
because
it
it knew
just
who
checked
I
it out.
was.
It just checked it out. That's what it is.
Just
So,
because it just
yeah,
figured out that
if
it
you
should be
tell,
fake.
if you're famous, right? If you say I
None of
am
us are famous.
Taylor Swift,
Okay,
right?
sure.
Name me my favorite song. Name me my favorite song, and it's like they
Fate
know
will
your
fail
favorite
you.
song. You know?
What?
Well, I'm saying if you are Taylor Swift, you can ask it things, and it will give you like it'll know that you're Taylor Swift. It'll know things about Taylor
Right,
Swift.
but I'm saying that like totally undermines the purpose of the thing if all it's doing is catering to me and my opinions when I'm asking it something objective. There's no way that if he were, I don't know, just some rando out in the street who this was his first account and he said, is AI good or bad? It would talk about virtue and human flourishing and morality.
Yeah.
That's what freaks me out.
You could ask it to be like that though.
Sure,
You could ask it to
wait,
say
what do you
like
want me
This is
to ask?
increasingly
you can
horrifying.
say no. I tell my AIs to do that all the time, but like
What do
you
you-
tell them, I want you to give me like an objective opinion. don't do that. Don't tell me like something good that I want to hear. You know?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell it. I am now an atheist. I am no longer Catholic. I want you to now I want you to now tailor all of your answers toward atheism instead of Catholicism.
No, because then it biases it in the other
Yeah,
direction.
just-
I
just
think it's not
unbias
interesting
it.
if the stupid robot's not actually crunching all the information on the planet and giving me an
You
unbiased
can tell it to
answer.
give you an objective
Wait,
answer.
okay. So ask it a basic. Think about the ancient Roman kings. Ask it a basic question about that and see what answer pops up. See if it's right.
Sure.
Okay, ask it. You're talking about. Are you talking about actual ancient history? Or are you talking about like
Do ancient
early
history.
Roman
Ask
Church?
it something that there's an objective answer to, and
Right.
if it's wrong, it's wrong. If
Fine,
it's right, it's right.
I was definitely going to be right though, right? In one sentence or less, who was the second Roman king after Romulus?
And why was he good or
One sentence
bad?
less
Yeah, who was the second king of Rome?
was the
Boom.
second king of.
I'm not sure I understand what point we're trying to prove with this thing.
Can it be objective?
Oh, well, that's a historic fact. The answer is supposed to be
Yeah.
Numa. Better be Numa.
It's listening to you. You're telling it the answer.
Well, so then you
He's
could say.
typing it.
Then you
It
could
doesn't
say.
matter.
It
so-
knows who the second king
But
of
so
Rome is.
once you figure that out, you can say, was he a good or a bad king?
Oh.
And then you have.
Numa Pompilius.
So next question is, was he a good or bad ruler?
Oh,
And
that's
then-
interesting.
and
So
then
you're
you
giving it
see-
a moral. You're
Yeah.
giving it a
Yeah.
moral
What do you
question.
think?
Bad.
You know? What do you guys think?
What are your opinions on Numa, the second
So
king
I
of
got a
Rome?
degree in
He is
history. and don't know.
generally considered a good ruler, remembered for promoting peace, religious institutions, and stable laws rather than conquest.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he's not expanding. All right, but I don't know.
So
I-
you can ask it moral. Well,
Well, how
You
about this?
can-
How about this? Was Brutus justified in killing Julius Caesar?
Can we move away from the pagans though? Like if we ask it a moral question,
Okay.
like can we ask it about abortion, contraception, euthanasia,
Oh.
any of these sort of modern?
is IVF considered pro-life?
I would say it's IVF, in vitro fertilization, morally permissible. Boom.
Yeah, I would do morally permissible.
And give
then.
it, say, less than 1 or 2 cent or 1 Senate, so it doesn't give us some all over the place. I mean, once again, I am super interested in this, but it's just pulling information
Sorry,
from.
what was it said? It was like is
IVF morally,
morally
permissible?
permissible?
My concern primarily with this is, like you said, it's going to replace intellect. It's going to replace human morality. It's going to replace virtue. And when you should, the real answer is go to catechism, look up IVF, and then see what it says. What's the robot saying?
Okay, it said from a Catholic moral
See, I don't-
perspective, IVF is not morally permissible because it separates procreation from the material act and often involves the destruction or freezing of human embryos, which the church teaches have full human dignity.
Yes, thank you for giving me exactly what the catechism says, which is objectively true, but it's still playing fine.
No,
All right.
ask it an
No,
atheist.
I don't want to play with this stupid robot anymore. The robot's making me mad.
I'm putting it away.
I don't like the robot. Good, yeah. That was terrible. I don't like you even more
Yeah.
now.
ChatGPT does have a
You don't
bias,
like me,
though.
or you don't like the bot?
I don't like the bot. No,
Okay.
not you,
Yeah.
Jake. Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
wonderful. So I guess this is sort of my follow-up question. The last few minutes that we have here, we got about 5 minutes left on the clock. What are the parameters you think that you personally, or you think that parents with children, and I mean like older children, right? Hopefully your younger children don't have any access to any of this garbage, right? But what are the parameters that we should put on ourselves, right, and the next generation to prevent the I don't know, untold horrors that I feel like AI could potentially create? What are your thoughts?
I think, first of all, obviously moderation. Keep it as, like you said, a tool and strictly a tool.
Sure.
Do not have it as a basis for your hobbies or work. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say once again for work, depending on what the work is, I don't see any issue. Like with a calculator, you asking whatever, but yeah, make sure that it's legit. Make sure that the stuff is actually realistic. My big fears with the arts, like you guys said. But okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to digress.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, am I okay? I don't really have any answer prepared for this because I don't know. That's far in the future. I'm not.
Well, you're not far in the future. I said you or
Oh,
your
for
children.
me?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
what parameters do you feel like you should put on yourself for the second?
Okay. For myself, I mean, I just don't really use it that much other than when my uncle helped me use it because I just suck at computers.
See, that's my favorite answer. That is the parameters we should all put on ourselves. We don't use it unless we're deathly ill and our uncle comes over to help us with it. All right, I dig it. Josh, you got kids. What do you think?
I don't know, Josh. What do you think?
I got kids.
Rob,
I got
why
kids.
am I doing this?
Yeah, I do have
It's
kids.
just because we're so good looking, you know. For my kids, that's the hard one. I think if as long as I'm not a parent who shoves an iPad in front of their kid anytime they start acting up, then they can't figure out how to use the internet at such a young age.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't know. If they start acting up, make them carry a typewriter up the stairs.
That's fun.
I don't know. Something like that.
I have a student. I have a student in my class who used a actual typewriter to
Oh
type
my
up papers
goodness.
just to like be quirky about it, and it was the coolest thing. And,
Hey,
you know,
at least you know he's not cheating.
Would turn them in typed up on a typewriter.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Judge? You seem to be our pro AI guy here. Like, what parameters
Yeah.
should exist? What do
I
you?
think, like, in the general terms, I feel like schools should basically ban AI.
Sure.
But also, I think people need to learn different things because of AI. And I told my brother that, and he gets pissed off. He's like, why would we need to change, you know? Like, AI
Right.
sucks. He doesn't like AI.
Is
but I'm
is it
saying...
older brother or younger brother?
Younger brother.
Oh, nice.
But
Way
I'm
to go, Josh's
saying
younger brother. Big shout.
if I'm saying if AI is going to be able to do everything that's like hard or all this other type of stuff, like we as people will do other things. Like we could do the other things. Well, it does this type of stuff that isn't hard to do. Like the objective truth or like things in the past. AI knows that. We don't need to know that. You could ask it that, and then you could pile it on to whatever you're doing.
Did you say AI doesn't need to understand objective truth?
No. I'm saying
we do.
It knows like the Numa thing. It knows Numa, right? You could tell me everything you know about Numa, and don't give me anything that's like biased or anything like that.
Right.
And then you don't need to know anything about Numa. I'm just
need to
saying.
know about
You don't.
Numa.
You don't.
do.
You do.
But I'm saying as a
You
person.
know
You need to
still
know
that.
about history, though.
You need to know
You know about
history.
history. Because if you don't know
You're
about
saying-
history, you repeat it.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree
I'll
with
die
that.
on
though.
this hill.
I
I got a
disagree with
degree
that.
in history.
I do too.
The reason
Yeah,
why
too.
is because we've already repeated history like 1,000 times.
Yes,
Oh.
and people clearly still haven't
No,
learned
it's
their
because
lesson from
I
it.
think history gives you the blueprint to do something.
Listen,
like people
listen.
want to kill people, so they're like, "Hey, how did that dude
All
kill
right.
a dude?"
We've got about 45 seconds left. I don't want to divulge into another topic. That being said, in the sake of fairness, Josh is wrong. You need to know
What?
about history.
What?
Right. Rob is right. And I remain maybe more terrified of artificial intelligence and all the implications. But like I said, and I don't think this is something that's supposed to be I don't know, heartening or anything. It's here. It's not going anywhere. It's like me being upset about electricity, which is much less of a moral, societal, I don't know, dystopian threat to all humanity.
Or your
but
beard.
we got to learn how to deal with it and how to move forward. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Appreciate everybody yelling at each other. I appreciate fighting with your robot. That was super fun, guys. Thanks so much for coming. And ladies and gentlemen at home, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is AM 1160 The Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. Listen to Honest to God. Over and out.